Again. Just try it again.
Try again.
Hey, you're just getting better each time.
I know.
Just try it again.
This is easily the worst one.
Please leave a message after the tone.
You've got 7 questions due. Your life is going down the tubes. What do you do when you need advice?
This is where it gets good. Good night.
What am I fighting for?
So turn down the lights, pick up the phone and leave a message for the new crowd. After dark.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Nude Clan After Dark. I am, as Zach just said, Joe.
I'm Caleb. I'm going to need a little more authentic Mexican from you next time. I'm going to need like an Ariba.
I'm Zach, and I'm only half Mexican.
Yeah.
I'm A4, and I'm only 2.8% Mexican.
Yeah. Caleb. I'm Caleb Schweiss. I'm 78.5% Caucasian.
My name is A4 Extreme. My pronouns are he, him. I am sitting at my desk with a I'm not racist anymore t-shirt.
Yeah.
Which is going to make you a they, them.
I'm a he, him.
Zeers.
I was referencing that Kamala Harris thing. I don't know if you saw the video.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Okay.
That's not something
Just making sure.
there's people that actually do that. They like have to describe themselves, which is hilarious because I was like,
For the visually impaired.
wasn't the whole
Which is
idea?
great because this is an audio-based
That does work,
platform.
actually, yeah. But I was like, wasn't the you? So we're trying to even bring people's color into the blind people's view, like that.
They
seems
literally
even,
don't see color.
That seems even more evil than like, because like if there's anyone we can get rid of race and color and all that with, it's the people that can't see, but they can't even leave them alone.
There's been
They must know
there's a
now.
Dave Chappelle sketch
Yeah, that's
about
my.
that
I was
exact
gonna
fucking
say that's one of the
thing.
best.
Oh,
things.
is it really?
Dave, have you never seen
Yeah,
that?
he's a
No.
black guy and he's
So-
blind, so they told him that he's
so
white and he's a white
he grew up-
supremacist.
he
He's
grew
a
up-
black guy.
He grew up in an orphanage, and they're like, they're doing like an interview on it. So what they're doing is they're going to interview the Grand Wizard of the KKK, and it's a black guy. And so they go through, and they're like, why didn't you tell the other children that he was different than them? And they're like, why would we? They can't see him, and so they wouldn't treat him different than the other kids if they thought he was the same skin color. So like, there's a scene where they're like in a parking lot, and his buddy, who's like his right hand man in the KKK, is like still his best friend. He knows he's black, and they're sitting in a parking lot, and there's all these white guys are like, "Yeah, Blackie, get out of here!" And Dave Chappelle's like, "Yeah, boy, get out of here! Yeah, we sure told him." And like his buddy's like, "Okay, man, we gotta go." But then they're like, "Show us who you are!" And he's like, and his buddy's like, "No, leave your robes on." And like, "No, show us who you are. You're our hero." And he's like, "I'll show everyone." And then he takes off his hood. and
And everyone just stops, and then the one guy's head explodes.
Yeah, my favorite line in that one is they're like, "You divorced your wife after like 50 or 40 years of marriage. Why?" He's like, "She was a black person lover." And that's like, yeah. It's
Yeah, we can't quote the exact.
yeah, we can't
line.
quote exactly what he says, but that whole like little it's so funny.
Don't be a
That
coward.
sketch is incredible. That's such a good fucking sketch.
It is a good sketch.
I mean, the last guy that said that on this podcast isn't here anymore.
I think that one, and then my second favorite one he does is when like he talks to a girl from like high school that used to like tease him, and he writes her and he's like, "Hey, you should run away with me. You should leave your husband. We should go together, and we can start a new family because I've always like loved you." And she's like, "Oh my gosh!" So she like divorces her husband, like leaves her husband because of stuff, and she's up at the airport, and then she like has all her here like 2 suitcases. She's like, "Hey, I'm ready," and he's like, "Wait a minute," and he goes back to the car and he brings his wife and his kid out. He's like, "Fuck you, I'm rich, bitch," and like the family's just like laughing at her because they make her like leave her husband and stuff for him, but it's just a joke. Wow, I laugh so hard at that one.
Well, we don't need to
Chappelle
see the
Show
sketches
is a
anymore.
Yeah.
cultural
Yeah.
is a cultural touchstone. I honestly think.
Yeah.
So anyway,
After that digression, let's get back on point.
On
Yeah.
what? It's
What's our
after
point?
dark. There's no real point to after
so I think I might
Look,
have.
I'm just saying. Look, Zach. What he just did is totally justified because you didn't know about the Clayton Bigsby sketch, and that's like a fucking crime.
Mm-hmm.
So
I might have taken out a homeless guy the other day.
What? What the fuck?
All right, so
Okay.
I'm gonna reverse the story.
Wait, real quick. Any story on this and characters may be fictional.
Yeah.
And
Are not meant to represent.
No crimes were committed by any host of this podcast.
No. All you have to do is just be like, I might have taken out a homeless guy the other day. Allegedly.
Supposedly. Okay, so here's what happened. I was at work, okay, and one of the employees is very difficult to work with, and one of my other employees was
Run her
working.
over.
Well, no, not homeless, I don't think. And one of the other employees was like, "You owe me a drink after having me work with her," and I was like, "You know what? I don't mind getting you a drink. Like, I want to try to do nice things for everybody. I'm trying to come into my manager role and be like, you know, reward people who do good work, right?" So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the store and get her a drink. It's just a Dr. Pepper. It's like $3 for two.
Nice.
Or
What a good manager.
$1.99 each, which I can't, even when it's not for me, I can't get ripped off like that. So I bought her a couple. I get in my car, you know, I put my phone on my little car mount that does charge it, by the way. They do exist. Mine does that for me. I put it in there.
Cool.
I'm not on my phone. I'm driving.
Makes a point. Not on my phone.
Not on my phone. Normally, a lot of times I am like fucking around for a minute, you know, and I maybe take that turn pretty wide, but not this time. This time I was normal, I think. But see, now that I've thought about it more, I'm not so sure. Because I'm like,
This is getting more and more like.
I know. This is more and more that I don't want to know what's going on.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not what you think. As I'm driving, I get the sodas, and then I come back, and there's a fucking homeless guy, like, mangled in his bike. Like, he's wrapped up in his bike on the ground, and I was like, holy fuck. And, like, there's, like, a head wound. His nose is broken. There's, like, a little pool of blood. And I was like, oh, my God. And so I pull over, and I grab my phone's flashlight. I'm like, oh, fuck, this guy looks fucked up. He wasn't that bad, but he was, like, wrapped up in his bike. And I was like, dude, what the hell happened to you? And he kept saying, like, I don't know. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, where are you going? Like, what's happening? And he's like, can you give me a ride? And he just wanted to ride over to, like, the little homeless thing right across the street from where I work, where all the, like, the sketch chick with the bird arms came from. Because there's a faucet over there that he went and, like, washed his face off with. So, like, I load him up in my car, and he's, like, fucking, he's having a hard time walking because he was stuck in there for I don't know how long. And I, like, help him in there, and then I bring him over. I actually got water because I wasn't drinking soda. I had a nice cup of water, and then he was like, oh, man, I'm super thirsty. And I was like, here, just have my water. Have my big old thing of water. And then he, like, rinses himself off. I load my bike in his bike in my car. I bring him over to the little faucet, and then he's good. He's, like, able to walk. He just has a massive headache because I'm pretty sure he fucking broke his nose because he landed on his face as far as I could tell. And
Holy shit.
I was just like, God damn, that's crazy. Like, all I did was went out to go get this chick a drink, and
I
like,
hit someone.
no, I don't think I did. But
I was waiting for him to be like, "What happened to you?" In the hospital?
don't-
Like,
it's like, you
some
know,
balding asshole.
what the fuck do you mean? What happened to
Some
you?
car with no bumper hit me.
Yeah. and I like help him out, and I'm like, I leave, and I was like, oh, that was kind of a nice thing to do. And then I go inside.
Good on me.
And then I was thinking about it. I was like, I didn't see him when I drove by. And I think I would have seen this guy, like, in his bike, because he was on the other side of the road. He was on the side that I was driving on when I came back, same road. And I was like, I didn't see him when I was going to the gas station. So unless he wiped out immediately, or I just happened to not see him, did I, like, fucking, like, nail this guy and I didn't notice? Like, did I fucking
Schweiss
hit
is
this
fucking
homeless
around with
dude?
Spotify on his phone while he's driving over there, and he hit the big bump. He's like, fucking possums, like.
Whatever. He hears the industrial's like, Tool. I landed on Tool.
It's all that sleep deprivation. He just like Schweiss thought he blinked, but
Yeah, but it was actually a homeless man slamming into my windshield. So, like, afterwards,
whole
I've since kind of quasi-convinced myself, because I was like, well, what happened to him? And then I was like, oh, my first thought was, how fucked up would it be if it was my fault somehow? And then I thought about it more, and I was like, fuck, did I, like, hit this guy and I didn't even notice? Because I was like, I'm pretty sure I would have noticed, but his bike wasn't fucked up. He was fucked up. So maybe
How
like
do
I
you-
made him hit his brakes.
How do you know that he didn't crash himself?
I don't. That's the thing. I don't know. But what the fuck
Like,
happened to him? It was like 3 minutes.
Was he like high at all? Do you know? Because maybe he had like done something and was biking and he just crashed. And
He could have
Face
wiped
planted.
out. It's dark as fuck in that area. There's like no lights at all around this turn, which is dangerous. By the way, it's an extremely dark road, and he was just in the fucking road. And I was like, okay, either I missed him coming up, which is possible because I was like looking around.
I
And
was
thinking,
looking at my phone while I was driving, and I
Yeah.
couldn't
No, I was looking at.
I just picture Schweiss driving with his eyes closed, being like, "My lifestyle determines my." Oh shit, that was weird. Determines my death style.
Oh, the CD skipped.
fucking struts.
Yeah. Got to replace these struts.
Gotta get some more mounts on my engine. This is bouncing.
No, I was looking at one of the other businesses nearby, and I was like, "Huh, there's people going to work. Like, I wonder how it is to work there." You know, so I wasn't like hyper focused on the road. I was
He was thinking about his future.
my mind wanders, and so I've like convinced myself since then that I might have fucking taken this guy out, and then I come back and I'm like, "Oh my god, what happened? Oh my god!" And he's just like, "You fucking son of a bitch! You know what happened?
You know what?
You know what
I
happened?"
think this is revenge for all the gaslighting you do to Alex.
I
That
think
you're
it was
gaslighting yourself.
I thought what it was like this is me being like here I can restore hope and humanity for the homeless at first, and then I was like, but if I did it, then it doesn't do any of that. It's
it
just
does.
my
doesn't
evil
know.
prejudice against the
He
homeless
said,
comes
I
out.
don't remember, which means you're free if you did it.
And I did help him, but like how
I could be a good lawyer, honestly.
yeah. I don't know what happened though. Honest to God, I have no fucking idea. Alex doesn't think I
You're
did.
looking at the other side of the road, thinking, "Man, I can get a job at Planet
Did you
Fitness,"
like
and
go
then
up to
bump
Alex
this
like
guy.
you're just like just tears in your eyes and you're like, "Baby, I think I hit someone."
No, I just came home and I was like, Alex, I think I might have taken out a homeless guy at work today. She's like, what? What the hell are you talking about? Like, what happened?
I bet. Yeah, that's how you cause panic.
Yeah. Don't worry. They don't count as people.
You come home and you're like, "Don't get mad."
But if you...
I need you to open up the fucking hatch that goes into the underground of our house
Yeah.
now.
And I needed an extra tarp.
Make sure the kids are
him
upstairs.
he could live in the closet.
Yeah.
Bloodstains were on the car before I left today.
Yeah.
Is that a dent? No.
I don't think I
Is that
did.
a human-shaped dent? No.
Yeah. But then I'm coming back, and then like after I went back out to my car, and I was like, oh, there's like another crack on this, and I'm like, maybe I'm just overthinking it, like, because I don't know, like, there's a crack on the side where he would have been if I would have nailed his ass, because it was my left side coming up the road. But like, that crack was probably there before, you know. But I'm like, now I'm just like hyper focusing on all this shit.
You would have known if you'd have hit someone.
I wonder if I maybe like got close and he like slammed on his brakes and wiped out. I don't know. But like I can't imagine not being able to see this guy.
You better hope he doesn't ever listen to this podcast because he is going to sue the fuck out of you.
Schweiss
Say that it was
thinks
you.
Schweiss thinks back to when he was just like, "Hey, by the way, I have a podcast called Nuclear. You should listen to it."
Yeah,
He's driving this guy.
Do you listen to podcasts? Yeah. No, it was crazy though, and like I convinced myself for about an hour that I had like caused this guy to get fucked up, like busted his fucking nose.
Crying.
I wasn't crying, but
Yeah.
I was a little bit worried.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Yeah, he
I
was
was a little bit
He
worried.
was crying. Actually, no, he wasn't. He was okay. He was just like stunned because he fucking wiped the
Because
fuck
this
out.
fucking guy that has no bumper
and only one
was
headlight.
listening to Tool caused him to crash.
He's listening to some jam session. Yeah, it was so weird though, and like I convinced myself over a couple hours that I did it, and then I like calmed back down. I was like, I probably did.
That's why you hit him. That's why you hit him. You were listening to Tool. You were listening to Fear Inoculum, and you were checking the time code on Spotify. Like, how fucking long is this song? It's like 18 minutes long.
God, I got stuff to do.
Boom, 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 boom.
do 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 do.
Could you grab my phone and we can pull up some
Doctor-
Discord stuff?
Dr.
Yeah.
Roxo says he fell asleep listening to Fear Inoculum. Yeah, that's also very possible.
That's what happened to Schweiss.
Okay.
Okay, well, with that, though, did anything interesting happen to anyone else?
I I did 27 miles for the first time. I already brought that up, but
That's cool.
yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And you know what? No one ever gives a shit. I bring it up everywhere. I bring it up with my sister, family. Like, hey, I'm working out. I'm doing all this shit. No one cares.
Like, you guys are just a bunch of fat people. That's why you
Yeah.
don't care. You wouldn't know the difference between 2.7 and 27 miles, you fat fuck.
Well, that's
Joe, you have
that's
to
the
relate
other
it to
thing,
them
though.
in kilometers. It sounds more impressive that
No,
way.
dude. So this is the other
That's
thing, though. It's like
68.
my sister's like, oh, Dad's done more.
You're like, yeah, the Green Beret's done more. Yeah, I know. Okay. I couldn't even pass his training right now.
Yeah,
I
I did
couldn't
that
even,
with a heavier pack than you.
we wouldn't even be allowed in. We're too old. So that's not even fair. Tell her that. Be like, look, bitch, it's not fair.
That's how I talk to my
I'm
sister.
sorry I didn't walk to the refrigerator as many times.
That's how I talk to all women. So, like,
Yeah, that's that's the proper. So if we're going to talk like etiquette, that's the proper way to address. It's like the, what is it in other languages where you have like the
lady at the grocery store at the checkout is like, "Do you have your bonus card?" And I'm like, "Look, bitch," and then I show it.
look, bitch, I lost it. Here's the phone number attached to it. Type it in, okay?
God damn it.
Yeah.
All right, we have a lot of questions here in Discord. At least a lot that I don't recognize.
Oh look, Truth Seek, he's sucking you off. He says that's super impressive. Would you ever try that multi-day hike that you tried years ago?
Um,
Probably not alone.
that one
right?
seems way less hard, and I really shouldn't have. I just wasn't prepped for it. Like honestly, like my equipment, and I'm glad I have the job I do now because now I fucking know what to get, for everything out there, basically. But at the time, I was still like halfway into the Boy Scout mentality, and I had all this heavy, horrible equipment, and like I thought my jacket was rainproof, and it wasn't, and also didn't fit me. I didn't try it on before going on the trail, and I got rained out, and that like psychologically fucked me up, and I went home. So
Yeah, ever since then, whenever it rains, he has to curl up in the corner and like
That's why he
rock.
cries a lot. when
He
it
pulls
rains.
his knees to his chest and just rocks back and forth like buttering under his
I
breath.
did
Hey, Joe, I
have
got you this present for your birthday. It's one of those noise machines that help you fall asleep. It can let you fall asleep to the sound of rain.
I did have a terrifying time in the rain yesterday as an Uber driver while my car was hydroplaning through Parley's Canyon, driving up to Park City throughout a horrible rainstorm.
Why were you going to Park City?
Because
Uber.
that's where the Uber was going. It
Drew's
just-
trying to kill him so that he can be the
okay.
sole proprietor of the
of
Godzilla
Godzilla
podcast.
podcast. Yeah, that's right.
That way, no
Joe,
episode
you
will
should
ever
try
come out.
Uber. I know he'll die. That's what you're suggesting.
Go to Park City
So where did you pick him up
to
from?
die.
I picked him up in Draper, so it was Draper to Park
That is
City.
a big. ticket.
Yeah, that was like a $30 ride.
Well.
Yeah, man.
From hell. Was the other guy scared too?
I just told them after our first hydroplaning, I was like, we're going to slow down a little bit, guys. But they were like teenagers. They had no idea. I think they had no idea what danger we were fucking in.
You're up there having the worst
They were
day
like
of your life.
They were like two 14-year-old boys in the back, have no idea that we're almost going to die. We were so close to death.
No, you were like, let me put on some relaxing music, and then you put on Fear Inoculum, and then they fell asleep and didn't even notice
These
you were
boys were
hydroplaning,
not
so-
old enough to have known what hydroplaning was.
They have yet to know the fear of death.
Yeah, I was just like, oh boy, this is real scary. Digimass asks back in February because we haven't answered questions at least that long.
Yeah, I've been doing story hour.
Who are your nominations for
Drag queen
biggest
story.
biggest puss face of 2021?
Biggest puss face.
I don't even remember 2020.
like us or
When did Returnal come out?
oh the chick in that.
Yeah,
She looks
When did
like a
that
puss
come
face.
out?
I think Aloy looks kind of like a puss face, but that's 2022, right?
she's definitely a puss face.
She's a puss face the whole time. Now she's just an ugly puss face, as opposed to like a 5 out of 10 puss face.
No, she was always ugly.
No,
when
that's
did
what-
Last of Us 2
But is
come
it
out?
everyone or is it just video game
I
characters?
said she was ugly, and people got on my ass about that.
What entails a puss face?
She's ugly now. See, now they want her to be ugly though.
Yeah, that's what's in.
They made her
but
fat and
to be fair, every character
fleshy.
in that first Horizon Zero Dawn was ugly as fuck.
their face
They're like
expressions were
trying
like,
for like a
"Fuck you."
realistic face thing, but at the same time, they're like, "Are you making everybody look a little extra like wide and woody?"
well,
like
they
I don't.
need to look a little extra caveman-y.
I guess.
Wait, so what does it puss face entail? I don't understand.
Okay. Schweiss, you want to explain what a puss face is?
So
I feel like Joe right now. I don't know
So
what's going on.
Futanari is
So Pussface was a reference. It's a reference to an old ass episode of Nude Clan where I listened back to it and I am like crying, laughing, listening to this. This is one of the good moments because like I said this phrase. I said it was the chick, one of the chicks in Mortal Kombat, and I said she has a serious puss face and she needs the D. And Joe is like, "What the fuck? What did you
the
just
one
say?"
from Billy Madison, right?
I can't remember who it was, and I
It's
was like,
Sonya.
"Yeah, I think it was Sonya. Sonya Blade. Yeah, she has a mega puss face." And I was trying to say sourpuss. She has like a sourpuss look on her face, and she needs the dick because she's pissy because she needs to get laid. But Joe was like, "Are you gonna like fuck her face? Her face pussy?"
What the fuck? Dude, I thought it was like the most misogynist thing I'd ever heard in my
Yeah.
life.
And then they were like, "What do you mean?" Like,
I was pretty like fucking grossed out. I can't believe you just fucking said that.
And then I was like, "Yeah, you know, kids say it. Like you say it to kids and stuff." And then he's like, "What?" And then someone, I think it was Joe. He's like, "You mean like sourpuss?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, oh my god, sourpuss." And then Cameron's like, "Oh yeah, you know, all the kids are saying it. Puss face." This is a fucking hilarious fucking little bit on the show from years ago. And so Pussface now, it's just someone that's like
an
really
attitude, like man.
yeah, like you're real pissy and
That's
you
a
need to get
Pussface.
laid is kind of what it was.
It's not someone who's so ugly you want to fuck their face.
Yeah.
It's like bitch face.
It's basically bitch face, yeah. With like a little like edge that you could probably edge off if you tagged her.
When was Greta Thunberg?
What year? Every year. She's a real person.
Every year.
No, but like what year did she like become created? Like that first press conference she had.
I don't know.
Because she
It was
didn't
like
exist before then.
2017.
That was like 2019.
Not 2021. I've also never
Damn.
seen anything
How dare
of
you?
her. Biggest
Oh,
puss face,
you've never seen anything of her?
How dare you?
I guess.
She has one, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, but I'm trying to think of 2021. There's like no one in like Resident Evil Village that has one.
She's
I
legal.
don't know. Lady D is pretty angry looking all the time.
She kind of,
Yeah,
I would say,
like, she doesn't have puss face. She's like beautiful.
I mean, maybe puss face. Her daughters just want to get laid,
Yeah, they do.
but they want it. They
Oh,
want
the
it.
wife kind of has a puss face.
There's
in
like a
that- in that
difference.
game.
It's like there's they want it, but there's ones that need it. You know what I mean? They need it, but they're not getting it. That's the puss face.
Ooh, Life is Stranger came out in 2021.
That's probably King puss face.
That's gotta be one of them. Yeah.
Is that what he asked? Puss face? No, he didn't ask
biggest
that.
nominations for what are your nominations for biggest puss face of 2021?
If we're talking people, who was the biggest puss face of 2021?
2021.
Jada Pinkett Smith didn't happen until this year, right? At the Oscars.
That was 2022. Yeah.
Damn. Fuck.
That would be a good one. Which
Captain
one?
Marvel didn't come out in 2021 either. That'd be a good one too.
That's like primo puss face right there. That whole
yeah.
movie.
She's like when you look up puss face in the dictionary, you see Brie Larson's face.
And her terrible acting in that movie, which is odd.
It's because she's doing a superhero movie and does not care. You could feel it off of her.
I mean, it makes it awful, but when I say that, people get mad at me. People get mad at me. Okay,
Who gets
don't ask
mad
me.
at you for
people?
what? I think she's a fantastic actress, but you're right. In that movie, she is just hamming it in.
I mean, like the scene where
Not giving a shit.
she's within her power and like she's like, that made me laugh hard. It was bad, dude. Like,
It wasn't those moments in the acting that got me. It was other, smaller moments.
no,
Yeah,
bad movie. Holy shit.
Damn, what the fuck came out in 2021?
I don't
like
know.
movie,
I
TV
just-
show, game wise that had puss face. There has to be stuff. Virtually anything from Netflix. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck. Was that Sabrina show from 2021?
Oh, you might be right.
She's got
Honestly, she might be a really good nomination. Sabrina from the new Sabrina show.
mega puss face, dude. Let me see. Let me pull up Sabrina. Holy shit! I'm so glad they canceled that show. My Alex will just watch anything, dude. It's so,
Apparently, it started in 2018, but I mean, the show was still running in 2021, right?
Sabrina
Yeah, because the first episode of season Oh no, wait, no, because Netflix puts it all out at once. So that would have been right at the end of 2020 that last season came out.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this easy for me. I'm gonna say the girl from Life is Strange 2. Or the they them from Life is Strange 2. I don't know. I've never played it, so I can't.
Are you talking about the one with the Asian girl?
Yeah.
I have no nominations for this category for 2021.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What they did? They brought back the show and they didn't bring back the cat. That's the problem. You can't not have the
That
cat.
seems wrong, right?
I know. That's what
No, but,
Netflix.
no,
That's
but
the
Joe,
only
it's a
thing
super
I-
serious show.
Well, when I
It's
was
not
like
supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be empowering.
when
Didn't
I
you
was
know
like
that's what's in right
I
now?
didn't know it was a serious show. When I was like a 12-year-old and I caught Sabrina reruns when I came home from school, the cat was the thing that was entertaining.
I
me.
watched it for the cat.
I don't know. I don't know if that Sabrina show from Netflix is like related to Riverdale, because it's kind of like the same thing where it's like they take like characters from the Archie comics and put them in like a serious scenario. And Sabrina's part of the Archie like universe, so
Wow, you just fucking... I didn't know any of that shit. You just fucking
Yeah.
nerded that fucking thing.
The chick looks
yeah,
just
maybe
like
you should read a book sometime.
she looks just like I
Yeah, you should
imagined,
read a
though.
comic book sometime, Joe.
Yeah, that's awful.
but it technically wasn't
Okay.
2021. It was 2020 when the last episode aired. So I don't even know. I don't even know if you can fucking put that in there. Did Stranger Things season 3 come out in 2021?
No.
No, it's been a minute.
Because 11 would count.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, the hot bitch with the tiny mouth that gets with the creepy photographer guy.
I only watched season 1 and 2 and the first episode of season 3, and I stopped watching that show.
Yeah, that literally I did the exact same thing.
When I get a bad season, I stop.
I mean, season 2 was bad, but
That's why I
that's just because
stopped
it was
at
the
3.
first season all over again.
That's why I stopped at 3. And then 3, I was like, it's during the summer. It was a cool Halloween thing, and now they ruined that.
Yeah,
I don't care about this anymore. And then 11 was
I-
that one episode in season 2 where she like finds herself amongst like the freaks of the city. Like,
Oh, you
I
mean
thought,
that episode that didn't like have any bearing on the plot whatsoever?
Yeah.
It was literally just like a weird field trip.
that was one of the worst episodes of TV I've ever seen, and I was like,
Yeah.
God, Jesus, this is making me sigh.
Yeah. And then the season ends by 11 holding out her hand and yelling at the bligga-blagga-blorp for the third fucking time. or
All
whatever.
right, this is boring me. Zodi22 asks, I don't know how to nominate non-RPG games, but I nominate Hot Wheels Unleashed. It's pretty fun and not crazy long. Well, Zodi.
I remember that game, yeah.
Zodi, you must first off be already in the tier because I think we said we're done. Is that right? For now, on opening that tier up to people.
I don't remember.
But if you are one of the Patreon people who came in when it was open to doing so, you can nominate your 10 games. We pick the 4, and then those are voted upon for which one we will nominate. And so if you wanted to do that, your time was a while ago. Although we might open that back up in the future. We got to figure out what we're doing with that stuff.
Also, I do have an answer for the 2021 Pussface nomination, and ironically, it is Sonya Blade from the new Mortal Kombat, which came out in 2021. So there you go.
Okay.
She's just kind of a puss face character. Like, you got to really...
A little bit.
She's
And
she's
not
a
in
no
video games,
she's
though.
a no nonsense
You
character.
have to go
Or at least
celibate.
not in like the original games. She might be that way in like the new ones, but yeah. Anyway,
You got to go
Sorry.
celibate for a minute to get the Sonya Blade going. You gotta have that need.
Next question.
Need
Okay.
for D.
you gotta punch her in the pussy like as Johnny Cage. So
Next question.
What the fuck?
I just
Skull
And
Hottie.
Johnny Cage has a move where he does the splits and he punches you in the groin.
It just goes right in.
Skull Hottie, yes. Question for Musical Joe. Sorry, guys, you can't answer this. I have moments singing in the car and such where I can hear my voice match perfectly to the sound of the song. Is this like tuning your voice to a note? Is there an aha moment like with instruments where you can tell? Is that what hitting the note is? Does that mean I'm missing the other 98% of notes I sing? I'm gonna tell you. I think you answered your own question there, Skull. Because if you can't tell you're on pitch, you're not on pitch. So I'm gonna go with you're probably missing quite a few of the other notes. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that sounds right.
A4, you kind of sing.
Kinda.
Question for musical A4.
Yeah, what Joe said. Honestly, I agree 100%.
Unfortunately, singing is one of those things where if you can't do it,
You can't do
you
it.
can't do it. Like you can improve by about 10%, but if you already can't hit a note, you'll never hit a
I
note.
wonder what causes that. Like, is it like development when you're a little kid?
I think it's when you're a little kid and you're getting like feedback or something like that. It's something like also people who can do like impersonations of other people and other people can't. Like I feel like it's like an innate quality, and I can do both of those things. Like, and it's not all impressions, but there are some things I can do impressions of like really easy and really quick and like
Quick, do an impression of a straight guy.
No, he failed.
Wrong.
No, but it is. I think it is just one of those. I don't know, like a behavioral thing, or I don't know
Yeah.
what it is.
I think with the cheat code for mimicking someone's voice is you have to watch how they move their mouth, and if you can copy that, it makes it a lot easier.
Well, for me, it's also like a actual like almost like a musical note thing where you're trying to find like where in your mouth they're resting their voice.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know.
It's weird because I can't sing for shit, but I can impersonate people.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I
you
saw
can
you
do
sing
some of it.
Thunderstruck.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
But yeah, no, yeah. I'm so-
When you do his voice, you just sound like Toad.
Mario! That's perfect. You did a good job.
I wonder if what's his face is even worse live than their original singer, the Guns N' Roses dude, Axl
Axl?
Rose. Yeah.
Oh, Axel.
I don't know.
And the years might have definitely made it way worse too.
I mean, the other guy's deaf, so he's probably not that bad. But you know, you start to lose the ability to speak after a while. I'm
Yeah.
sure everyone knows that. But.
But like, oh, I think another one is also rhythm.
I'm
Like,
bored of
some
this
people
question.
are. Shut the fuck up. I'm
I'm
not.
bored
This was
of
my
this
question. This
question.
was my question. They didn't ask for a musical question for Zach.
He asked it to me.
I think it's the same with rhythm though. Like some people have like a good rhythm and they can dance, and other people have to like just do their best.
Some people can dance. Some other
So-
people are white. So I mean,
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I'm a lot better at singing and playing instruments than I am at dancing. So
I took ballroom in high school. I wasn't that. I didn't practice though. My partner was very pissed off at me.
Brulo asks, "Is flushing halfway through a piss the greatest dad move of all time?"
I usually cut it. I usually flush a little too early.
So you gotta
I
flush
think.
twice?
I think no. I
That's
just
a
leave
beta
it.
male
I just
move.
leave it. That's why
I've
it's
never
alpha.
heard of this. What are
I
you
leave
talking?
it.
Flushing in the middle of a piss?
Yeah, like you
Why
flush
would you-
and time it to where like the end of the flush lines up with your piss finishing. You don't do that.
Yeah, but then you're still gonna have like residual
I-
piss and left in the toilet.
That's the
like,
clutch move. That way, if someone drops a big duke, you splash your piss on their ass.
That's not. I don't think that's a
Yeah,
brutal
fuck
means at
you.
all.
That's dominate. That's like putting your balls in their mouth and they're asleep.
Yeah,
Speak for
come on,
yourself.
guys.
Who doesn't do
My house
that?
is
Do
just
not
laminated
ever
with
fall
cum.
asleep at the Schweiss household. Never, Joe.
God, my mouth tastes like sack.
I always thought it was like cat hair, but
Yeah, no.
Why is my mouth salty?
I never do that.
I don't either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never heard
And
of
I
that.
feel
sorry.
like how would you time the shakeout? You know, there's always a little bit left in the chamber. So
Well, you just let it go in the bowl.
Yeah, you always
No,
have.
I think
you
the
always have
bigger
one
I
extra
think the
round.
bigger dad move is to try and pee the poop stains off the bowl. Like
You
know
don't
what I mean?
clean your
That's
toilet?
fair. If you got it, if you
That
get
was
to
too
it,
much detail.
if you get to it
I
early
know
enough,
what you're talking about, but that was like too close. You know, like that was like too intimate. We didn't need to talk about that. That never.
well,
needed
how
to
else
be-
am I supposed to
That
describe
never needed to
that?
be brought up in any universe.
see
ever.
now we all know we all do it. That's you gotta cut. You gotta cut through that shit like Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
You just played your hand, Joe.
But yeah, I do that. I do it, and it's weird. And I always fuck it up. I always piss a little longer because I take mega long pisses. So like, I'm gonna have a rough time when I'm older, I think.
Can we start the
You should
piss
probably,
hog?
you should probably
Where
get
you
your
log- where
prostate
you log
checked,
the amount of time
honestly.
you spent
If you're having
pissing through the
that
year?
long,
I could be like, it's like impressive. Like I've got a little bit of a legend built around myself. It's odd because it's like Alex's sisters. Like one of them
yeah.
is like,
I'm sorry. Amongst the sisters of your wife.
Yeah.
The sister's like,
she's like, oh my god, how long do you pee?
Alex, how did you get a guy that peed so long?
No one else lasts
Yeah.
a long time.
Not me. I'll pee for 10 minutes, but I'll come after 2.
So anyway, Matunica, if you're listening, and I know you are, well, let's get the piss hog section going on the nude on the Hogib app, so people can log how long they've been pissing all year, and then we can measure it.
Skull Hottie asks, now that we know your favorite fast food chains, what are your most underrated / hidden gem fast food items? Mine is the Reuben from Arby's. I would also say the Reuben from Arby's. I think that's like way better than anything else Arby's has, and not enough people talk about it.
I love the McBitchin, dude. It's so good.
I like the steak quesarito, which they don't have on the menu anymore, but I heard you can order it through the app still, but I never used the app, so I just I don't know.
I don't really. I kind of find what I want and I stick to that.
I do the same thing.
But I'd say the
I'm the same
triple
way.
baconator. Triple baconator. If you force the manager to get on the line
Yeah.
and tell him, why can't you just charge me for another patty? He'll give you a triple baconator.
And then he slaps his underling, you idiot.
Idiot.
Well, that's the other thing too. Is like a lot of my hidden gems aren't available anymore. Like the volcano taco, the volcano quesarito, the spicy baconator. Like they were all available for a limited time, and they're just gone.
I know, dude. There was one at Taco Bell I just came out with. It was like it was called the grilled cheese chalupa. So they did the burnt cheese on the outside, and it was fucking good. And I felt my heart stop, but it was amazing.
It was a hard
It's honestly, it was a good thing they got rid of it because that'll kill you, but it was fucking good.
Yeah, you know what's really good from Taco Bell though? The Crunch Wraps.
Yeah.
You know
I
that
fucking love.
Yeah, crunch wraps are good.
Anything with their nacho cheese is pretty good too.
beefy
though, I feel
5-layer burrito is pretty
Yeah.
much what I get every time I go to
Nah,
Taco
they're
Bell.
fun.
Oh,
That's
also similar to the crunch wrap at Moe's, they have something called a stack, which is essentially like that thing where you just take 2 hard circular tortillas, put all the ingredients inside, and then they fold cheese and a soft tortilla on top of it, and they just sort of weigh it down and grill it like that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That
we
thing's
only-
pretty fucking good.
We only have real restaurants here. in
Yeah, we have
the West.
Mavericks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, game.
You and your hipster gas stations, like
Dude,
what the fuck?
fuck, dude. The Mavericks grill though. Dude, okay, no, Springville. If you go in Springville, you got the first exit, take a left, drive past that Maverick, go all the way straight to the mountain. There's a 7-Eleven on the right hand side of the road. Their food is amazing, dude. I don't know why no other 7-Elevens do it,
Every other
but they're
7-Eleven sucks.
dude, their chicken wings are fucking awesome. Dude.
You know, it's also really
Also, if
good.
we're talking about hidden gems in terms of my hipster gas stations, Sheetz has the Big Mott's, which is a
I love
chicken burger, which is topped with marinara and a bunch of mozzarella sticks. And that thing's good.
The jalapeno taquitos at 7-Eleven are probably the best taquitos ever.
They got some good shit, dude.
The habanero ones, or no, they're jalapeno now at Maverick too, right? Weren't they jalapeno that I just ate? I can't remember if it was habanero.
I don't know.
I don't like habaneros as much. Like I know that they taste buttery, but to me that's a freakish thing for a spicy
So I get
pepper.
their at 7-Eleven. I get their honey sriracha chicken nugs. Dude, they're fucking great.
Yeah, sorry. Over here we have real food at gas stations, so
All right.
Chicken nuggets are
Frost
real
asks,
food, bitch.
if there was a Royal Rumble style battle, who would be the last host standing in the ring?
Royal Rumble. What is that?
I don't know what that is.
Like a fight. It's a big fight.
but I'm assuming
like
a
all
big
4 of
fight.
us going at the same time, basically.
Yeah.
And maybe Craig and Cameron if they wanted to. Because he's saying Royal Rumble, so it's
Got to bring the royalty.
well, it just seems like it's fitting. If it's a Royal Rumble, it's fitting that we bring back everybody. But
I mean, Craig doesn't really feel pain.
Yeah, he did go through a windshield and seemed pretty unfazed.
So he's told us that he's gotten mad enough that he blacked out when he was hitting someone.
Jesus.
So
I have seen we were play sword fighting.
with your penises,
I'll sit on that for a little bit.
Yeah,
No, no,
I
no.
bet you did sit.
We
on
had
it for a
these
little bit.
wooden katana things. They were practice swords, and we just were trying to spar with them as people who didn't know what to do with swords. And fucking like me and Kyle back in the day, like we just fought with them like I guess like normal, like kind of like sheepish, like not sure what to do. Caleb came at us like he was gonna hack us to death. It was one of the most terrifying things ever. This fucking 400-pound teenager coming at you, like hitting that sword, dude. It was hitting against the fucking like I could feel the vibration going through the sword.
And that's
I'm
when
like,
Joe
holy
knew he
fuck,
was a
dude.
beta
Joe, you
male.
were busy studying Spanish. I was studying the blade.
I was. I needed a fucking helmet to deal with that guy. So I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I know.
But I mean,
I know it's not Cameron. Halfway through, it'd be like my hip.
Yeah. See, Cameron, I know his weak spot. If I kick that hip, if I drop kick that hip, he is out.
So
Honestly,
all I'm
my
gonna say
money's on
though,
Zach.
all I'm gonna say though, as a Mexican, I have proficiency in the gun. So
You gotta,
We can't.
Okay.
all
and I
agree-
can
hold on.
and I can grab it out of anywhere. That's the Mexican specialty. I can like it's like yeah. It's
it's because you're so
I
greasy.
say
No,
I
but my
say
money
the
is on
magic
Zach.
Spanish words,
I feel
and the
like
gun comes out.
I feel like Schweiss would hold his own, but he's got like he'd get gassed too early, or like his retard strength would fail him, and then Joe and Cameron would just Joe and Cameron would just like injure themselves within the first 5 minutes, and I'm me, so I would immediately get pinned.
Joe would just try to sit on all of us, and it wouldn't work.
I don't A4. I feel like
You can't sit on us all.
I've always wanted to like from the Batman movie when Bane broke Batman's back. I always wanted to do that to someone, and I think you're just small enough that I could pick you up and do it.
Yeah, but I know I could do that day for.
As long as you dress up as Bane and I dress up as Batman, then we can make that work.
Here's the deal. Here's the real deal. I don't know about A4's situation. I'm the only one who's been solidly working out for the last 8 months. And I have the cardiovascular, maybe not the muscles, but I have the cardiovascular endurance.
It doesn't matter how many times you're gonna hit. If you get hit once, and it floors you.
I was
I've
ready
never
to,
been hit and floored.
I was ready to arm wrestle right now, and then you said cardiovascular, and I was like, touche.
Also, Red Eric in the chat says.
So
Schweiss
as
would
far
hit
as
you
like
with his
we're all
car,
in a
though.
brawl, everybody's going everywhere.
stamina,
I feel like I
yeah.
can last.
I feel like
pretty
it would.
long.
I feel like it'd be anticlimactic. 'Cause I think Schweiss would go nuts and like take someone out, and then his liver would give out.
Yeah. Oh, my liver.
Oh my fucking god! Start pissing.
His liver would give out because he'd be like, need alcohol,
Yeah.
need beer.
I just lay on my side and start pissing
We
blood.
we just see the last.
You
scene.
just shot
Schweiss
fucking
reaching
beer
for
like
the
Stone
beer.
Cold Steve Austin.
Oh my god!
Hey, don't bring up weird fucking shit. No one watches that. Come on.
Wrestling?
I don't.
You better take your gay porn and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, what the fuck? Smug Holo literally asked us what everyone's top movies of all time are. Top 10.
Top
No,
10.
it can't be top
Jesus,
10.
fuck.
I think I remember reading this one and us having a similar reaction. Like, well, that's too many.
I did rewatch Starship Troopers recently, and I still love that movie. It's still one of my favorite movies.
That's a great movie,
It is.
from what I've been told, because I've never seen it.
You should watch it. It's on Netflix. If you haven't, I'll give you the password.
You know what movie everybody said was amazing and I hadn't seen, and I finally fucking saw it?
What was it?
Gattaca.
Really?
Yeah.
I've also never seen Gattaca. I need to
Holy
get
fuck.
on that.
Well, it's on Netflix until the end of this month.
Okay, well, there's a reason for me to boot up Netflix, I guess.
Yeah, so people listening to this, you got like a week.
Yeah, maybe.
A week?
No, fucking
Oh, yeah, it's right.
Gattaca's an awesome movie. Like, it's really powerful, really well written, really fucking good. I can't believe I like missed out on it. Like, all I've been told forever is like, you haven't seen Gattaca? Like when you're around like a bunch of nerds, like film nerds. It's not even like a film nerd movie. Like, I think it's just like a dude movie from the 90s. But it's like, yeah, fucking that. I don't know why I didn't see that, because I saw it and I was like, I've now seen it twice in the month, and I want to see it again. I want to get it on Blu-ray, and I just think it's fucking awesome.
Nice.
No one else here has obviously seen Gattaca.
No, I've never
'cause
seen
no
it.
one's
I haven't
talking
seen it
about it,
either.
but holy fucking shit, it's awesome. I love that movie.
My immediate impulse picks for my favorite movies are Scott Pilgrim, Army of Darkness, Princess Mononoke.
See, I think.
I think those are
what is it
wrong.
called? No, I just don't think. What is it called? I think.
Back to the Future.
I think Evil Dead 2 is better than Army of Darkness.
It probably is, but I
It's
mean,
a better movie,
but
but
it's-
if you're
but it's
saying
mine.
favorite, yeah, I
Are we
think
talking
that-
favorite or best?
I think Army of Darkness is also my favorite of
I
the
don't think
Evil
it's
Dead
bad,
trilogy,
but I like 2 better.
but I don't think it's the best one. I think it's probably the worst one, but
Yeah, dude.
Right.
it's the one I've rewatched.
No
the
tree
most.
rape, right?
Jesus.
Yeah, like no tree rape, no movie.
Yeah, that's basically.
I was so like going off.
That's a
'cause,
rule in
like,
Hollywood.
Going off of this because like it's definitely not my favorite movie, but the new Doctor Strange movie they had a cameo from
The Tree?
from Bruce Campbell. Yeah,
Oh,
from Bruce
Yeah,
Campbell.
Bruce
haven't
Campbell's
seen it
great
yet.
in that.
I was just super excited because it's Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
That new Doctor Strange was pretty good. That was the first time in
liked
a
it.
long time that a Marvel movie made me go like, all right, yeah, sure. That was good.
It was good. I liked it. I liked that one.
I liked it a lot.
I like the Spider-Man one. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, that's why it was good.
yeah, because of
I haven't seen the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies
because
yet.
of the old Spider-Man movies are
Exactly,
way
yeah.
better, and it's like, hey, let's bring these in.
I don't know about the Amazing ones. I never watched those.
I'm not. Yeah, I've never seen those.
I saw
Either.
the first one, the Andrew Garfield one. I didn't see the second one.
Yeah.
Shit. Is Joe gay? If so, is he born gay or did he turn gay?
He was bored.
Well, we already know the answer to that question.
If so,
Yes,
who
and born
turned
that way.
If so, who turned him
That's
gay?
from No Life, by the way. Thanks for No Life. No Life till leather. That's what I always say.
Was it when you were accidentally showering in high school and you turned and you saw the curve of Schweiss's ball sack?
We did not go to high school together.
Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't?
No.
I thought you guys did.
No, he just came over to my house to do laundry. That's basically the beginning of our relationship.
Oh, I
That's
didn't
not
know that.
true. Schweiss was over for game nights because Caleb Craig was a mutual friend.
Yeah, and he listened to the similar music, but he said wrong things about Megadeth.
Yeah.
So I had
I
to
also
fix
said
him.
I was a Democrat.
So I had to
That was a
fix
real big problem.
Yeah.
Oh, I just assumed because like you, Craig, and Cameron all like went to school together, right?
Me and Craig did.
Okay.
That's it. I never went to school with Cameron.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, it was Craig and because Cameron's a little younger. Because Craig, a certain thing happened to Craig, so that he was in the same class as Cameron, even though he's older.
Oh.
But no, I didn't go to school with Cameron. I only went to school with Craig
I
and he got me in trouble because my mom came in and asked for Caleb, and they're like, "Oh, he checked out an hour ago." And then I came out to the car, and she's like, "Oh, you left, huh? Your teacher said you checked out an hour ago." And I was like, "No, there's another Caleb in the class." Likely story. I was like, "There is. He's a big fat guy."
Why would they not ask for a last name in that?
I don't
Like,
fucking know.
Caleb.
It's like obviously there's two of us, you idiot. But yeah. I mean, my meeting of Craig was hilarious. Anyway,
Wait, let's hear that. Because
I've said it before, but not to you. So he was a big guy, right? But he's like an awkward person
For you.
And so you remember those tables in like middle school that like bend up in the middle? You like fold them upwards and on themselves.
like the lunch tables.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was sitting on the end of one of those, and he was big enough that it was like lifting it up in the middle, and he wouldn't move. And I was just sitting at my table like, what are you doing? Like, get up. You're fucking like, you're making the table fold. Like, get out of there. It's so awkward. I was like, he's just fucking sitting there. He's just accepting this and like eating and like, I was like, what the fuck?
And then he falls off the thing because it folds all the way, and he's like,
Fucking glitch. Yeah. And now I can picture him trying to get up, which is also funny.
And then you guys became friends. Like you went and talked to him, or like what?
No, yeah, I talked to him after.
Not one.
"Hey, table fold guy."
Hey, yeah.
I met Craig.
Fold any tables lately?
I met Craig and he was wearing the Squall necklace.
Oh yeah,
And that's how we got talking. I was like, that's a Final Fantasy thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You were
like,
like,
yeah,
"Wow, you
dude."
like bad Final Fantasy games too?
dude-
Oh, we should be friends."
It's like, dude, I love FF8. I've never played it, but I love it, dude.
Yeah, that's kind of how our conversation went. I'm like, well, which ones do you like? It's like, well, I've never beaten this one. But he
Yeah.
like knew all the stories and shit. Like he looked it up on Wikipedia or something.
it's like I'm currently ravaging
Yeah.
one of my buddies, also named Caleb, copies of Final Fantasy Tactics, dude. You'll hate it.
I was too busy to beat the Final Fantasy games. I've been playing this series called Dragon Quest, and then Joe was like, "What the fuck is that?"
What kind of gay shit is that? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Are you hitting on me, boy?
And that's when he found out he had turned gay.
That's when I
I
found
only got
out.
There
two
you
things
go.
in Dragon Quest: steers and queers, and I don't see no horns on you.
No life. No life. I am not gay. Sorry to disappoint.
Yeah.
Oh, that's news to me.
Yeah. Epic Mediocrity asks, I'm gathering for the first stretch of episodes of Nude Clan that I'm listening to that this may be the case. Oh, he's fucking replying to the other guy. Okay, let me just keep moving down. Rock Boy asks,
Boy.
where does Joe Hisaishi rank?
Hisashi.
Hisaishi? Did he just spell it wrong?
Probably.
Okay. Hisashi, there's no I in the middle of it. I think it is Joe Hisashi, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone
He did a
say
lot of
his
music
name.
for like
Yeah, I know
the
who
Studio
he is.
Ghibli movies. Yeah.
Where does he rank on your tier list of movie composers? Some of those Ghibli soundtracks are bangers. Curious what people think. He also did the soundtrack to a movie called Departures, which is an amazing movie that everybody should watch. That's a 2008 movie.
I think he also did the soundtrack for Ni no Kuni, which would make sense since it's like a Studio Ghibli RPG basically. But
Yeah, he's really awesome. I'd put him in my top 20 for sure of movie composers. Maybe just eking into the top 10.
Yeah. I don't know.
How many movie composers?
Fan-fucking-tastic
How many
answer.
movie composers can you name?
Danny Elfson.
Elfman.
you got the first one wrong, so we're off to a great start.
He was thinking Dave Ellefson and Danny Elfman,
Yeah.
and he put them together.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what fucking happened.
Danny Elfson.
John Williams.
John Williams.
Uh,
He'd be my number one, I think.
what is the guy from Inception? I know his name.
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer. He's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I can't think of any others.
Bear McCreary does a lot of soundtracks.
I can kind of remember the guy who did the Conan thing. He's got like an Italian name. Oh, Ennio Morricone.
Palmadori or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name's hard.
Ennio Morricone. He's one of my favorites. He's
Yeah.
got amazing music.
He's amazing. He's in the top 5 for sure.
He's fucking good. So good. Metallica. opens
Toto
with
did the
me.
soundtrack for Dune, so
Okay.
The guy who did Lord of the Rings. He's fucking.
None of you guys have
Holy shit.
mentioned Bernard Herrman, who would be probably number 2, I think, on my list.
Who the fuck's that?
name a movie.
Psycho.
Name one movie. There you go.
Psycho,
That's all you had to say.
Vertigo, whole bunch of like Hitchcock movies. He's incredible.
What about the Bond?
Which Bond?
I mean, honestly,
fuck.
most of them are not good, but
No, I think they are good. So David Arnold's the newer guy, and then I'm blanking on the name of the first guy, but he's an amazing composer too. He did the soundtrack for Out of Africa. He'd be in my top 10 as well.
those aren't bad. Those are good, but the Bond the Bond songs are bad.
Oh, those are not the same. Like
One of them's sweet. Which one was sweet? I can't remember.
Which
There's-
one? John Barry is the composer, by the way, that I'm thinking of. He's an amazing composer as well.
It's funny.
So you talking about like the theme songs?
Yeah, I think honestly the Audio Slave one might be the worst one out of the newer Bonds.
Yes, but
Pretty bad.
the way it's used throughout the rest of the movie
Is good, yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah.
So like the way that they use the motifs made in the pop song or the song at the beginning is like they keep using the themes throughout the rest of the soundtrack in a way, and like the other Bond movies do it too. But like I don't know, there's something about that one where it just like really goes well with
Yeah.
the movie. I really like it.
I think Snake Eater is easily the best Bond theme though.
No.
Yeah. No wait, who did the Metal Gear Solid music? Because it's like a famous guy, right?
It's the guy who did the movie The Rock. It's that guy. He did Metal Gear Solid soundtrack.
Really?
Because Hideo Kojima saw The Rock and he thought the soundtrack was so fucking badass that he like got that guy to
Terry
do the
Gregson
soundtrack.
Williams. Yeah.
Okay.
And The Rock soundtrack is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So is Metal Gear
There's
Solid.
a lot of amazing composers. Joe Hisashi is definitely up there. Really good, really good stuff. My favorite thing from him is Tale of Princess Kaguya. I've listened to that soundtrack like a bazillion times, and the way that it's used in the movie, especially when the girl goes back and like sees like the little boy that she had a crush on when she was a little girl, and they have like this like the flying scene that happens there. And like the music that's been building up through that in the entire movie kind of like swells up in that moment, and it just is like an amazing like musical moment in the movie. And so I like he's up there. He's really amazing.
The guy who did those few episodes of Game of Thrones is really good too. Like their big guy that they have.
Yeah, he's a good for TV composer. I don't know what movie soundtracks he's done.
I don't know if he has. I know the guy who did the Lord of the Rings one though. That's one of my favorite soundtracks. That's amazing. Like everything about the Lord of the Rings movies is pretty amazing. Pretty much.
My favorite soundtrack period was scored by Dario Marinelli, and he did the score for 2007's Atonement, which I think, as far as movie and soundtrack syncopation, I think that's like the best I've ever seen. Where like he wrote it was kind of like the Conan the Barbarian soundtrack situation, which is also in my like top 5 favorite soundtracks ever.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Where like the soundtrack was written before the movie was shot, and then they used the soundtrack on set
Yeah.
while they were filming stuff. And so like there's a couple scenes where it does this in Atonement where someone is literally walking to the beat, and they were playing it like live. They're walking to the beat of the soundtrack as it's going along. There's like these little montages where like a whole montage is going on, and the montage would end when like Keira Knightley's like plucking at like a string of a piano just out of boredom, and it like is perfectly in sync with it, and it's like the perfect note to end with like this montage.
That's cool.
I just fucking love the way that works in that movie, and I think like as far as like it's also a great soundtrack period. It's beautiful music, but then the way that it's used in the movie on top of that, it's like it's amazing, and I totally deserving of the Oscar for best soundtrack for that year, but that one's my all-time favorite. So anyway, sorry for the movie nerd question that got me off. No Life asks, if you were in Power Rangers, what color would you like to be?
A4 would be black.
Yeah, same. It's the best color.
I want for the
I
original
would
one.
want to be
It'll
red.
be slimming.
No, I want the red one because I want the T-Rex from the Dinobot one.
Fuck you guys, I'm going pink. I want to stand out.
Do you?
Yeah, and then you wonder why we get questions like, Joe, are you gay?
Are you gay? Is that how they ask it too? Joe, are you
Yeah.
gay?
You could be the Green Ranger, then come back as the White
man,
Ranger.
I'd be
and
the Red
villain.
Ranger, motherfucker. I have red guitars. I got red hair. Fuck you. I'm gonna get a red.
No,
be
you're the
Purple
Ginger,
Ranger,
so
actually.
you're the villain.
Get the fuck
I'm
out
gonna
of
be
here.
purple. Fuck you.
Purple Ranger.
Yeah.
Is there a Purple Ranger?
No.
Okay.
He's just Sam Jacksoning it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not really question, but you could all chip in to get Zach this to help with the issue discussed in the last After Dark.
It was a
TL.
shock collar.
No,
TLC
it was
Tugger?
when I hurt something very near and dear to me.
This webpage is
Don't
not
click it
loading.
because on the bottom it says it's a foreskin tugger. If you read it.
Oh, okay. Wow. Foreskin Tugger. Oh my goodness.
So for
That's
everyone
what
listening,
that's
I
what
have
my-
no problems. Everything's healed. It works.
Yeah,
I
that's what
fuck
my
with it. It's
That's what they all
fantastic.
say.
that's what my ex girlfriend's nickname was. Foreskin
Foreskin
Tugger.
Tugger is my favorite prog rock band.
Yeah,
We should go on another prog rock.
No, thank you. All
probably.
right, next question. I'm bored. I'm bored.
I'm bored. No life. Asks another question. Thank you all for the questions, by the way.
Yeah, over 4 months.
If you are wanting to be one of the following, which would you rather choose? Mexican drug cartel, Yakuza, or Chinese triad?
So 2 of those have little dicks. So I don't know if I want to go with.
It's
with
the
that.
Mexican saying the racist shit on the show. FYI.
Yeah, everybody
with
everybody knows
Yakuza.
minorities are extremely
Yeah.
racist.
Dude, I'm already Mexican, so it'd be cool to get a retry.
Chinese.
To
So see-
re-roll your character.
Dude, no, dude, being Yakuza would be dope. They get like sick ass tattoos and have a sick ass sword.
You get to own sick ass host cafes.
Yeah.
I feel like,
'Cause
you
being
know,
Mexican did nothing for me. So
Got you this job.
again, it's done nothing for me.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know which one has the most bougie situation out of these 3.
I would assume Yakuza.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, I don't feel like the U.S. military there's like a full-on war against the Yakuza in the country in which the Yakuza is in. Chinese Triad, I have a feeling there probably is a full-on war with all the gangs and stuff.
Well,
over
and you
there.
have like with the Mexican
with the Chinese
cartel,
government.
the cartel there is with the American government though too.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm thinking Yakuza is the one that's the least of the enemies of
that's because they get shit done, dude.
of the state in which it resides.
Yakuza doesn't take shit.
So I feel like I would rather be in the Yakuza than in the Chinese Triad or the Mexican drug cartel.
Yeah, I think that's easy.
But I mean, out of all of them, really, I'd rather be, I guess, in the Irish Mafia because that's where I would look like the part and would be in the United States.
I could be in
But
that
being in the
too.
Yakuza would be so
Irish.
cool because when you get angry at someone, you have to get into a fight. You could just pick up a bicycle and beat them over the head with it, and then switch over to Rush style and then do a flurry of punches.
There's a game
So no
called
one else played
Yakuza.
Yakuza here but me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
If
guess
Craig would have been here, he would have understood because he played them all, but I have not.
I guess I could have. I could join the German mafia. Just, oh, hello.
Yeah,
hello.
is there fun?
I was going to say, I don't think they let the Germans organize quite like that anymore because the last time it happened,
Yeah.
things didn't end super well.
They did not like the last time we did this.
That was something
We
interesting.
could have won.
That was something about.
Look, our uniforms have this little SS on it. Stands for super, super.
Ooh,
Super sweet Germans. Anyway. Oh, you can say?
No, it's all right. I don't have thoughts.
No, I was gonna.
No,
All
it's fine.
right, we're not gonna ask woman.
No, okay, look, yeah, but I was in, so that was one of the interesting things about going to Peru and being surrounded by a bunch of European tourists is learning about the Ukrainian conflict from their point of view because it's a lot closer to them. And everybody's arming themselves over there. And I think I've heard one person say that since I've come to the U.S. And I'm like, I was down there. They were all talking about the war.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, like Swedish army didn't even think they would have to be a thing anymore, but now they're like basically like seriously training
Yeah,
instead
they're
of
like,
it being
fuck.
like a camp. And the Germans too. And
Wait,
it's
they
kinda like,
can't have an army.
well, it's funny also, like, listen, like how this just feels a little concerning. Because the first thing was like when Japan decided they would have an army again, when they voted to be able to have a standing army. I don't know, what was that, like 5 years ago or something like that? And I just feel like, a lot of these nations that didn't have an army for the last, 60 years are suddenly getting a little hot.
Yeah.
They're getting a little hot under the collar.
Oh, the Americans, they have the old man.
Like,
We can do what we want.
That wasn't 5 years ago, though.
Japan, we must take out China.
So, that's just like
It's-
one thing, and, with the deal with China and then the Taiwan situation. And
Yeah.
then you got, and so Japan's like scared about that. And then you got the Germans scared about the Russians. And it's like,
It's coming back, but they're all on opposite sides. See, Japan and Germany are going to be our friends.
I know.
Russia and
Isn't that interesting?
yeah. We beat them so fucking bad. Now they're our best buddies. When the next fight comes out, they're like, no. Here's my foreign policy win right here.
The
We get-
Japanese are like,
We get
I have no opinions. I'm just saying it just sounds interesting.
similar, yeah. That
I
we
was going
get
to make a joke about fighting side by side with an elf in a Japanese accent, but then I realized that we are not elves, so that joke doesn't work. Fucking-
Yeah. I would say we have Japan take out North Korea, and then we turn a blind eye to whatever they want to do to
North
China.
Korea is like not even a fucking factor in this.
I don't care.
China's
I
the
don't like
big
North
factor.
Korea.
Well, I mean, they're too
Take 'em
dangerous
out.
to be left alive, as Sam Jackson once said.
Yeah. And Dennis Rodman, come on, get him out of there. For fuck's sake.
He can burn
He's not in there.
He's bro dogs with
Yeah, he
the
loves that
He
dude.
was in there for a second.
yeah. Yeah, we need to get Dennis Rodman out of there, and we need to get is it Sylvester Stallone that's like in Russia?
Sylvester Stallone is now a Russian agent, so
We need to get him
that's
out.
one of the, or not Sylvester.
It's not Sylvester, it's the other guy.
Oh my God, no!
Sorry,
sorry, Stallone.
Sorry, Sly. What's his name? What the fuck It's the action guy. He jumps out of a lot of windows with
I know who you're
buildings,
talking about.
buildings blowing
I know
up.
who you're talking about, but I
Steven
can't remember.
Seagal.
Steven
Yeah,
Seagal,
Steven
yeah.
Seagal.
We got to get
Oh.
Seagal out of there.
Wait,
We got to get Rodman out of
real
fucking
quick,
North
By the way,
Korea.
this is real, by the way.
Sylvester
This is
Stallone,
real, yeah.
We're sorry that I'm sorry on their behalf for them
Yeah.
saying that you were like
You are an American
yeah,
icon
You're
and
a
treasure.
hero.
Unlike some other 80s action stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming little
Arnold.
little fucking traitors. No, not Arnold. Arnold's the greatest American.
Yeah. He killed the fucking Predator, bro. So fuck you, dude.
Nah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I mirror Schweitz's thoughts.
Yeah,
that
sorry,
he just
sorry,
said.
Mr. Stallone. I apologize for their behalf.
Yeah. Sorry, bro.
Ever quit a job without notice? Something that made you just say fuck it.
Yes.
Yes.
I've actually always put it 2 weeks in, even though I've said I fucking can't stand this place. I
Same.
have always put it 2 weeks in.
Same on which?
On the putting 2 weeks in, I never quit.
I rage quit once.
Did you?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Is that Franz?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, I did quit. Fans in the Mall. I did just walk out of that one. Sorry, I only worked there for like 3 weeks. So my story, because I don't want to sound like a douche. I was working at FedEx overnight, so I was doing like their midnight to whatever shift, and I fucking told that cunt manager at the Fans in the Aura Mall, which is closed now, thank God. I was like, hey, I
Who
can't
won
work
now?
morning shift. I cannot. I will 100% always close for you, but I have another job that pays me more, and I'm working here with a buddy. So I'm like, I'm not going to do it. And so she would schedule me openings all the time and then get mad because I didn't have a car at that point. I was taking buses everywhere and walking.
Yeah.
And so she'd be like, well, you're late. And I'm like, I told you I couldn't do this.
I love
I
fucking...
literally told you this. And so she, well, then they
I
would
love fucking too, Joe.
they would like talk her up as this really good manager, but she wouldn't be there half the time. Like she would go on dates and go fuck her boyfriend in the back room or like go on dates and like stuff. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, so cool. And so I'd just be like,
You watch her through one of those little hole things.
I
that you, like,
joined.
hold the,
No,
nice.
I was just like super pissed. 'Cause I was like, dude, like this place fucking sucks. Like, you don't care about the availability. And then the manager, she accidentally. This is like the final straw for me because it got mad at me. She accidentally was putting labels on University of Utah football jerseys, and she put them in the wrong spot, and she put the wrong label on them. So they all came up as like 70% discount on these brand new jerseys. Jerseys like $120.
Wow.
And they were like, well, you sold 5 of them, so it's your fault. And I was like, no, they rang up that way. Well, if you would have looked and you would have known. And I said, you know what? I'm not coming in tomorrow. And they're like, well, we need you because you're opening. And I'm like, nah, I'm not coming in tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then, so
Okay,
I did.
yeah.
I blocked that from my memory. That's
Nice.
funny. Yeah.
I've definitely done it. I also wanted to say that I love managers who can't manage. They're
That's
my
amazing.
favorite.
Huh, that's great.
Fucking like, what's the schedule? Oh my god, I have 4 people I have to figure. Oh my, what on a calendar? Ah! Like that's what it feels like to me as someone who's like pretty organized, I guess.
Right.
And I see in these fucking idiots that can't handle like their one job.
Well, then
is
you
to
get
manage
managers
people.
like managers that just they think they can do whatever they want because they're the manager, and it's like, dude, I'm not gonna work like 3 extra shifts because you're a fucking.
My favorite thing
idiot.
is like it's a fucking part-time job. Like how much fucking rule do you have over my life?
Yeah.
You got nothing.
None as of right now.
You got nothing. Like that was my favorite thing. Or I was like, I'm sorry, I work until 2 a.m. at my other job. I cannot come in on morning shifts. This was a big thing when I was working at Maverick.
Yeah.
And he just like kept on scheduling me there, and I'm like, I just straight up told him like, you schedule me there, I will not come, and I didn't, and I never got fired for it because I fucking told him that I wouldn't come if he did that.
Yeah, dude, they're like super pissy. Like, and so one of my best friends at the time, like he's a pretty good friend, but like he would just like started to hate me. He's like, you're always late when it's morning, and I'm like, because I get off work and then I have to try to find a bus.
I
here,
would honestly,
and I have to shower.
Zach, if I were you, I would have just told him, I'm not coming. I told you my availability, and
Yeah.
get me on the hours you get me, and if you don't want me, you can fire me.
Well, see, I was a very different man when I got that job. Now I'm
yeah.
jaded.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm like, fuck you.
I guess I was immediately a prick, but
Yeah, so-
I just like, no. And I would come. It's not like I was a person who like called off all the time or anything.
I would come too.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I used to be that person. I used to be the one that's like never had a sick day, never took a lot of vacation, and then I realized they can go fuck themselves. So I will take all my.
Well, they
vacation
do
days.
like you if you take the shitty shift, which I would. I would take the night shift, but I told them I will never you have me working night shifts and you have me working mornings.
Well, yeah, dude, no one wants to
both.
fucking close. That's why I was like, dude, put me on the closing one all the
So,
time because then I can do it and I can still
sorry.
get sleep. Like,
Yeah, and you can use that as like your bargaining chip. It's like, well, if I fire him, I won't have a closer. So that's honestly your situation. But if you're at home and you have a manager who is giving you morning shifts and the closing shift, tell them to fuck off on one of them, and you will not be fired because no one wants to take the other shift. So
yep, it's true.
Yeah. I just hate when I like use a sick day and I get in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have like 140 hours of sick leave, which I had a lot more before I got COVID earlier this year. And then I didn't get COVID, which I also used sick leave for. So there's a bunch of COVID, not COVID going on.
Right.
It's like, yeah.
Dude, it's one of mine. Like, I got yelled at. So, like, I got heat stroke.
Heat stroke
Yeah.
or heat exhaustion?
Oh, no, heat exhaustion.
Okay, I was like,
Sorry.
heat stroke's really, really bad.
Got heat exhaustion.
Jesus.
But, like, to the point where I was throwing up a lot. Like, I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
heat
I was
exhaustion.
super fucked.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Called in sick. And then, like, I was the next day because I was still throwing up. And about, like, 1 o'clock, I was like, I feel better. Like, I'm not throwing, I still have a headache, not throwing up. And I was like, I'm going to take my car to get my oil change because I can sit there because I'm feeling better, you know? So I did that. And then I get this text from my boss, and he's like, so-and-so said they saw you over here. So since you're not really sick, we're going to have a discussion when you come back into work. And I was like, excuse me? Like, what? I have these sick days. And so they said they were going to write me up. Like, we need you to sign this right up. And I'm like, nah, I'm not signing it.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you need to sign it. And I'm like, no, I'm not signing this right up.
Yeah, I did that at my last job.
Well, I'm still at this job.
Oh, really?
And they still haven't written me up.
Oh, nice. I did that at my last job. I was like getting uppity at the new rules because they were like, what they were doing was targeting me specifically because they didn't like me, because there was our office here and there was one in DeLand, Florida, right? And our old management, we were always in Provo, and the DeLand guys were like our satellite agents. But then when they got the manager over the team, she was really good friends with a girl that I did not like, and she was a terrible agent, and she wrote like shit. She would use resolve as like a verb. She's like, oh, I found a resolve for you. I'm like, that's not how that word is used. You're a fucking moron. And then she sent me the dictionary, and I'm like, yeah, it says right there that's not how you use it. You can resolve. It can be used. But you don't give someone a resolve. What the fuck? Who the fuck says that?
It's a resolution.
You idiot. Yeah, I found a resolution, you fucking moron. And like I would rank her down, and I'd be like, you can't use this word this way. And like and they were good buddies.
Am I the asshole?
Yeah. And then I was like getting in trouble because like they would grade our work, and then they lowered the standard. So like all of those guys over there were getting really good stuff, and mine was like to the point where I was having performance problems because they were like, well, this is too short of a reply. And I was like, okay, look, there's a fucking blown up reply on our wall that's 2 words. You made a fucking poster out of it, and you're telling me mine are too short? What the fuck are you smoking? And they were going to write me up for insubordination. And like I was in the office, and I told the HR guy, I was like, look, I explained it to him, and I was like, this and this and this and this, and they're changing everything, and they're in charge now, and I know they don't like me. And I was like, look, I'm not signing your little write-up thing. You can write me up all you want, but I walk out of here because I don't need this job. I don't need it. Everyone else here, they're fucking lame. They need it. I don't fucking need it. I can work anywhere. And I've raged like this at my current job, too. I'd be like, I don't need to work here where no one has an education or no one has this or that. I can go somewhere else and make good money. I don't have to be here. I choose to be here. So don't fucking make me choose otherwise. And the guy, he put away the little write-up thing. I didn't sign the thing. He's like, we'll talk about it on Monday. And then on Monday, Monday came and I gave him my 2 weeks. And then the next day, my boss said I could leave now if I wanted to, and I did. But I was so mad, dude. They were like trying to write me up, and I was like, I'm not signing your little fucking write-up thing. I'm not doing that because this is bullshit. Like they just don't like me because I don't know why. I can't remember what exactly happened. But there was a bunch of little things.
Because you told the manager
Exactly,
she can't
yeah.
say resolve.
Yeah, I was like, stop using words wrong. I'm not even that great at English, and I'm fucking God. I'm
Dude.
way better than you.
So this wasn't me, but when I was at FedEx, one of the loaders got in trouble. I can't remember what he did, like initially, but they called him into the office. And this guy, he's a little older than me. I'm 30 now, but he's a little older than me. He was a Marine. Like he's just really just chill guy. But like he didn't take shit, right? So like they called him into his office, And I guess the conversation by what he told us, and then one of the assistant managers also told us, like, I know it's true. They were like talking about his, like, you know, we could fire you, we could do this to you, and he goes, all right, fire me. And the manager goes, excuse me? And he goes, fire me. And the manager goes, well, I don't think we're gonna go that direction. and he goes, no, jump, Froggy, jump, fire me. And then the manager was like, we're just gonna give you this write up. And he goes, fire me. And he just like kept saying it. And the manager like didn't know what to do. And he's like, just go back to do your job. And he goes,
he knew exactly. Oh my god.
he goes, okay. And so then he walks back out and he does his job and he's like, I've never seen a man happier in my life. Like, he was just smiling. And I was like, what happened? And he's like, they're fucking pussies. And he just went back to loading his truck. And I was like, awesome, dude.
That's pretty sweet.
It was pretty
That's
funny.
great.
It was a good, yeah. He was the hero we deserved.
Yeah.
So funny.
It's so dumb at my work because, like, I don't know. I used a sick day because when I got Joe sick, I was like vomiting my brains out. And then I come back, and since I'm in management right now, I get the updates for when people get attendance, like reviews. Nobody ever does them because they're awful at their jobs there and managing. But I got one for me, and I was like, really? An attendance review? Come on. I've had one sick day.
You type back, go, I am a manager? Question mark?
There was one day that I got my car booted, so I came back from lunch late.
Yeah.
There was a day where my son was vomiting all over the place, so my wife couldn't handle it in the middle of the night, so I left to go home early. And then there was a day I was violently ill, and now I got an attendance review. Like, what the fuck's the point in giving me all this sick leave if I can't be sick? I'm not a person that calls off. You know what? I haven't even taken vacation since, like, I think I took 2 days to get a 5-day weekend, like 2 months ago. Other than that, I haven't taken time off this entire year.
What's the point of giving it? Yeah. What's the point of getting us vacation to 6 days if you're going to be pricks about it?
Yeah. Like what the
seriously,
fuck?
I understand. Yeah, 100%.
Like, fuck you. I'll shove your doctor's note up your ass.
You know that we're like really short people right now. Well, fucking make a better job so we don't have like push through.
Sorry I got COVID. Sorry your COVID policy sucks dick. Sorry I was around someone. I don't have it. I'm not sick. I haven't been sick for 7 days. But the rule says 14. I'm not the feds.
So my job.
I don't
they're
choose.
They're like, do you have a fever? And you're like, no. And they're like, wear a mask.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Have you gotten did you get the jab?
I got the first one. I haven't got any of the
I don't
others.
have any of them. That's probably why.
No, I guess maybe that is it. But yeah, because like my mom got it. And I was like, oh, sweet. Fucking vacation for me. And they're like, no, you can come to work. And
Dude,
I was like, fuck!
I'm positive I was the super spreader at my work because I came down with it, and then like there was a time when I was out that there were 25 people gone, and we don't even have 100 people that work there.
Shit.
That's crazy.
And I was in management, so I was walking around all over the place, talking to people, hanging out, like
Killing grandma.
Kissing 'em.
I spread that like a fucking plague in that place, dude. I'm
like
positive.
a plague. You spread a plague like a plague.
You've spread a plague like a plague. No one died though. Everyone lived, even the old people that got it here. But I think I had Omicron probably because it was pretty pussy. It was weak. But
I don't know. I think that's probably good for this episode.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's a good place to end it on.
Yeah,
Our
yeah.
rage against the machine.
Yeah, it's like fucking bad managers, man. What is up with like? It's like a plague.
yeah, it's like a plague that
another
spreads like a
It's
plague.
like fucking like horrible.
We need a vaccination for bad managers.
It's managers. It's like these giant conglomerate corporations where the boss. Because here's the thing: I work at a small business now, where I talk to my actual like the person who owns the company every fucking day. They have
That's
a
good.
stake in my well-being. They when I do good work, it goes directly to them, right? So then people are treated a lot better just because you're in a smaller company. The bigger the company gets, the more fucking like managers and all these fucking level downs of all these people that are scared of their head being chopped off from the grand master, the eyeless, like the not the eyeless,
The Grand
but like
Wizard, yeah.
the faceless being, that
worked there too.
entity that is like holding over the company with their fucking like just their like they're the puppet master. Like I like doing like, oh my god, I fucking, that environment is so bad because like they're trying to get people for the least amount of money they can, and then they roll over those people's lives. Those people think they don't have a choice, even though they kind of do. And so like then they just like it's more about like who you know within the company to move up, and rather than like how good you might be as a person who manages things, And
Yeah.
that's the only way to make more money there is to go up further into management, even though management might not actually be your thing.
Yeah. That's
like-
what happens. Yeah, it's not your thing.
Yeah.
But
There are just personalities. Most personalities are not management personalities.
Yeah, and it's tough because there's a lot of situations where they need someone and they don't have good candidates, so they get the bad candidates and they just say, all right, good enough. And it sucks because I was too new and too much of not a career person when there were all these openings, and I was like, damn it, I wish I could do that because like I've done it before. I did really well before. I was very successful in both of the places I managed. We brought those things way up.
Forgot you managed this.
Even though I would hang out in the back room with Joe for like hours a day.
Yeah, but
that was just part of the gig. Managers, you don't have to work. That's the whole point. Make camera work. Camera do all the bread facing. But anyway, yeah, it's like there's a lot of that too, where they need someone and then they just grab someone. But then the higher ups, a lot of times they don't come in. You're right. They don't see the people. They don't get everyone's they don't get everyone's like feedback. They only hear what they get from the people right below them, and then those people get what they get from the people right below them. And so when it's the bigger it gets, the more disconnected everyone kind of is. And I think there's a way to get around that, which would be whoever the highest person in your area is, they need to show up at random times. That's what I would do. If I were like in charge of my plant at where I work, I would show up all times of the night, like just randomly throughout the week. I'd be like, all right, this time I'm coming in now. And then I'd go in, do what I need to do, check it out, talk to people, see what everyone's concerns are, see what the pain points are, ask my guys who are under me, hey, what are we doing about this? Has anyone talked to you about this? And if they don't, then, hey, I can go back to the employees and say, when you guys have these concerns, you need to bring them up. It's not a problem, yada, yada. I think they need to be more present, And I think that's one of the big problems with these bigger things is because they assume, all right, everybody below me's got it. But I don't think that's a safe assumption. I think you need to go in and you need to take the time to check everything out. And it's also kind of an accountability thing. Like, you come in, you roll in, it's like, oh, okay, well, how come we're not doing this? Like, what's going on here? Why is this off? Why are we not over here? And I think as like a leader of a whole area, I think they should be showing up all the time. And like my postmaster, who's not really my boss, but kind of, they're more over the letter carriers. My old one, I saw him twice in like 4 years, 2 times. That means he was never there during the night ever. And yeah, they would have problems.
The thing is, like, then he has no idea what you guys are actually dealing with.
Yeah, so he just assumes, oh, it's fucked up. They always fuck up.
Yeah,
it's
these fuck ups. Pay them less.
Exactly. Not that they could do that there.
Don't hire any more of them and pay them less.
But it's like they never have the investigative side of like, well, what's actually happening? Like, what are their pitfalls? Like, what's getting in the way of them succeeding? There's none of that. It's just, oh yeah, these guys suck.
Yeah, it's horrible. Work for a small business if you can.
Yeah,
like it's so much fucking better.
I feel like the politics are a lot less in a small business.
You
too.
can be honest, and and if your manager is not a psycho, like you can have a real conversation with like what you're being paid, the area that you live in, what your work is actually like. You can actually see your work. Not only have you done your work, you can see like its effect down the line.
Yeah.
So, and they can see it. And that's the important thing is that, everybody can see how important you are to the team.
Yeah. And I think that's another good thing
or not. So
that I like about my work. I don't think they do enough of it, but you can have people do what I'm doing right now, which is like detailing as a boss. Just kind of like pretending. But a lot of times there's a lot of politics that go into that too. And there's people that are like, oh, we'd never let them do that. And I was like, I think it might be a good idea to let them do it because there's a lot of times in the past where I was a big dick about like, oh, why are you doing this? Why do they always do this? They're always fucking up. Oh, they're such fuck ups. And then when you see it from the other side, then you're like, oh, well, yes. But there's all these other things they have to juggle too. There's a lot that goes into it. But if you don't put the time to like help your people grow, they never actually see that other side and never become well-rounded enough to see that this is a big picture and it's not just about you and your one little area. Like that's important, but it's the whole thing. And I think that's probably easier in a smaller company as well.
My company is using a really good system that apparently they paid a lot of money for, like a management system that's also really good.
Oh, is it? Nice.
Yeah, it's like called the EOS system. If anybody's a business owner out there listening to this podcast, like it's called Traction or EOS. It's one of the two. They have separate things. I've had to read like a book on it, on how the functions work within like every single function within the business works within this framework. And like I have a 15 to 20 minute meeting with my manager every single week about issues in my personal and my life in work. And how all that kind of works. And he'll bring up like, oh, little like issues with me or something like that I have to work on.
Yeah.
And it's like a one-on-one thing. And then he has a one-on-one with his manager, who's the boss of the company, and they have a one-on-one meeting. But I also have we have departmental meetings as well. There's like meeting days Tuesdays, like half the day is meetings. But it actually keeps everybody really on track. And then there's these other tools having to do with like, oh, this is your big project.
It's not
for
a
the
nice
quarter.
thing to call your coworkers.
It's this is your big project for the quarter. Call it your rocks or whatever, and that you got to be working on a
Gotta get
little
your rocks
bit.
off.
And then while also having like your weekly projects, and then we have like, okay, we need to at least hit this, and this every week. Like we have like these like standards that we have discussed what those standards should be for the employee.
That'd be nice.
And
Yeah.
it's an it really is the best run place I have ever worked at.
Yeah.
Period.
It's hard because I know I'm over the area that I actually work in a lot of times, and they're all like, there's a lot of problems, but there's a lot of bureaucracy is really what I'm getting at, and bureaucracy is the death of all things, pretty much. Too much of it is
if it's
bad.
if it's not like outcome oriented,
It is not.
so, and that's what the whole thing is, that the EOS system is supposed to be like a one and done. This can go in any company and it'll fix a whole bunch of fucking problems.
Yeah.
It actually is working really well. Apparently, it used to be a clusterfuck where I work, and now it's not. Now it really is amazing.
Yeah. I don't know. I find myself in a weird position where I'm at now because I'm not actually the boss, so I don't want to start doing things that I think would really help. But I don't know. Last time I did that, somebody else took over the area I was doing it for, and I just said, all right, well, fuck it, I'm not doing it anymore because they just gave them the job, so fuck you guys. Like, fuck you, I'm done.
Someone asked, would any of us work for Schweiss?
What's it going to be?
I would
Don't
work.
I kind of already?
I would work with Schweiss. I don't think I would work as an underling for very long. I might do it temporarily.
Yeah, he would stab me in the back.
I would do it for like 6 months, and then probably. Yeah, I don't know. I maneuver.
I think I would be like an advisor character, like a trusted vizier,
Do
like
it.
Jafar, but then I would backstab you as well.
Zach would just be the Iago.
Yeah, no. Okay, no, so you're Hades from Hercules, and him and I are Pain and Panic.
Oh, there you go. That actually works bodily wise, yeah.
I know, that's why I said it.
I don't know. I mean, the nice
I'd
thing,
rather be a Iago though.
I think it would be better.
Fucking fire Joe!
Yeah, get rid of him. But I think they're one of the guys that I work with right now, who's also detailing, is like one of my friends at work, one of my work friends, and actually we go to Oktoberfest together every year. So I think that would work well for you and I if we were both in charge of different areas, because you don't have to. There's not like a boss.
Yeah.
There's like 10 bosses.
I do think Schweiss would actually like respect if I came up to him like, hey, this isn't really working. Can we try this? Schweiss would go, probably, unless he had other things, he would go, yeah.
That or he'd be like, yeah, all right, I'll look into it. You
Because
know what you're
I
talking
try,
about.
I
Like,
do
just-
try to fix problems. That's like one of my things, and it's one
Yeah.
of my like things about my personality is like I see problems and I want to fix them. Good and bad thing, but in work, I think it's good.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things. If anybody has an idea that is different from my idea, I let them do it, unless I think they're gonna fuck it up. If it's like no, we have to get this done first, then I won't let them do it. But if I say, hey, can you do this and this at this time, and they say, well, we were thinking of doing this, I almost always let them do what they think they gotta do.
Yeah, because then if anything, they'll work harder at their idea.
Yeah, because it's theirs.
Yeah.
It's not mine now. It's there. They came up with it. So now they're like, well, now I got to make sure it works.
Now, yeah, you gotta be like,
So yeah,
yeah, okay.
that's
well,
a good tool. If anyone's ever in charge of something, that's a really good tool to use.
Guys, are we talking about Tool? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, tool.
Fear Inoculum. You can
Use
get it on
Fear.
iTunes or
Use Fear Inoculum to motivate your
Or
employees.
you could just put you could just put your ear up to the end of a telescope and listen to the night sky. It's the same noise.
do 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 do
Dun,
do.
dun.
Like A4 was right. It is the same.
And then they're like, God, how long does this sky go on for?
God,
It's been like 18 minutes and there hasn't even been a riff.
God, the sky is so fucking long-winded. Can you? Where's the guitar? Is there even a lead singer in the sky?
Is this nebula called Chocolate Chip Panic or whatever that track is called?
Yeah. Jesus, you just had to put it in there to get to 7 tracks. You couldn't have just made a couple of them smaller. You got to play with the number. Jesus.
Man, that's
Yeah.
funny. Okay. All right. We will see you guys next week for a review of Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Brought to you by George R.R. Never Finishes Anything.
That's right.
Thought you were about to say brought to you by George Foreman.
Yeah, lean, mean, 100-hour RPG machine.
Support the show on Patreon. Join us on Discord, at Noon Clan Podcast on Twitter, or you can watch us do the episodes live on twitch.tv/Nude Clan Gaming. I am at Joseph DeGolier on Instagram.
I'm a B Grixis.
I'm at A4 Extreme.
I'm at UFF Podcast on Twitter.
And ask your questions in the After Dark area of the Discord to get your questions answered on the show. And we will see you guys next time.
Live always in the nude.
Fuck the 2-day weekend.
Walk with your 2 weeks notice held high.
Fuck off.
Mankind has always been the poison.
Give up on yourself. Give up on the world.
Every puzzle has an answer.
Dumbass. Kick logic out and do the impossible. Remember that.
I'm glad I met you guys. You made me pick up on things I probably would have just gone on ignoring.
Don't believe in yourself. Believe in me. Believe in a Kamina who believes in you. Everybody deals with grief differently, right? Some people fuck at funerals. I cut off heads.